The Just Say No, one of the most powerful cards in the Monopoly Deal card game. In this video, we'll discuss 8 things that you need to know about the Just Say No. Stick around to the end of the video for my personal favorite tip on using the Just Say No. Number 1. What does the Just Say No do? You can play the Just Say No at any time to cancel the effect of an action card that has been played against you. Number 2. Can anything stop it? Another Just Say No can be played on the first Just Say No to stop that. This is said explicitly in the rules. It says if that player has another Just Say No card, they can use it to cancel yours. You need to note that Just Say No's are not counted towards the 3 cards allowed in your turn. You also need to note that it says you can play the Just Say No at any time. That means you can play it when it's not your turn. This is the only card that can do so. Number 3. There are 3 Just Say No's in the deck. As I mentioned in our Deal Breaker video, counting cards is a very good strategy in many games. And in this game, I would suggest that you count the number of Deal Breakers and Just Say No's that have been played so that you know how many are left. Remember, there are 3 Just Say No's and 2 Deal Breakers. Number 4. A Just Say No cannot be used to help save another player. For example, someone plays a Deal Breaker and tries to steal another player's full property set, which will be their third and allow them to win. You cannot play the Just Say No to save them. They would have to play a Just Say No for themselves. Number 5. There are a few action cards in the deck that are played against all players. Like it says for Just Say No's, they are used to cancel the effect of an action card played against you. There's a little bit of debate on this rule as to if you play a Just Say No on a rent where everybody has to pay, does it only save you or does it save everybody from having to pay? The way that I understand it and how the Just Say No is explained in the rules is that if you play a Just Say No on that card, you would be the only one saved from having to pay rent. Everybody else would still have to pay like normal unless they have their own Just Say No card. However, some people will play that will cancel the entire rent card and nobody has to pay. So just make sure that you work it out with those you're playing with before you start the game. Number 6. What happens when a Just Say No is played on a rent with a double the rent card? Since it can cancel the effect of any action card played against you, you can just cancel the rent, and then the double the rent just doubles 0. However, there is some debate on this, so like I mentioned before, decide beforehand whether that would cancel the rent card, or whether that would only cancel the double the rent, and you would still have to pay the normal rent amount. Number 7. Like all other action cards, the Just Say No can be banked as money. It is worth 4 million if it is placed as money. I personally don't suggest doing this most of the time because the Just Say No is so powerful to use against other people. However, it can be beneficial in a few circumstances if you really need money or if you're trying to get rid of a card so that you can pick up 5 at the start of your next turn. Number 8. My personal favorite tip with the Just Say No is to wait to use it until somebody plays a Deal Breaker or a very high cash value rent. For example, if somebody had dark blues with a house and a hotel and they played double the rent, it'd be super useful to use the Just Say No for that, or a Deal Breaker. So I think that sometimes you have to hold off on some of the smaller things that happen so you can save a Just Say No for the bigger stuff later. Question of the day. Do you have any questions about the Monopoly Deal card game? Be sure to comment them down below. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can click over here as we come out with 2 new videos a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. If you want to check out more Monopoly Deal videos, you can check out our Deal Breaker video here and our Monopoly Deal How to Play here. Thanks for watching, guys.